don't wait until January 1st to become the best version of you. The truth is, the next 3 months can completely change your life if you choose to lock in now. While most people coast through the end of the year, you have a chance to simplify your goals, reset your routines, and build the momentum that will carry you into 2026 ahead of everyone else. This is your sign to stop waiting and start becoming who you're meant to be today. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing well. So summer has officially come and gone, and while I absolutely love the summer, I love being outside, I love spending time with my horses, I do love fall vibes. I don't know if it's because I'm an October baby or what. I just love fall. I love how it feels like it's just a time to get productive and organized. You kind of feel like getting cozy, going inwards, really focusing on your mindset and really locking in on the goals that you have set. I know for myself, I start to reflect on the goals that I set earlier in the year and try to kind of sprint to the finish line of the year by tying up loose ends and trying to check off as many goals as I possibly can. I really think that this time of year is the perfect time to really tap into and start getting the ball rolling on the person that you want to become in 2026. You don't necessarily need to jump in with both feet, but I do think this is the perfect opportunity to start developing certain habits and routines that are going to serve you well in becoming the person that you ultimately want to be come the new year. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can start getting closer to the version of you that you want to be come 2026. If you've been thinking about starting, dreaming about the things that you can do, the person that you can become, there is no time better to start than right now. Do not wait till January 1st to get started on your goals. Start today so that when January 1st does come around, you are well on your way to already achieving those goals. The first thing that I want to talk about is just simply building momentum. This time of year is all about building momentum so that when January 1st hits, that ball is already rolling and you can be off to the races come the new year with the goals that you have set. We all know that it takes a certain amount of time to establish new routines, new habits, or to get rid of old routines and old habits that you no longer want to do. And this is the perfect time to kind of work the kinks out and, like I said, build some momentum running into the new year. I know that there is something to be said about the excitement that and the motivation that comes with January 1, there is something very, very motivating about that. But as we all know, that motivation tends to wane. With this method, if you start building up those habits and routines now, by the time January 1st comes, you're going to look back and see that you are well on your way to establishing the best version of you, the version of you that you want to be in 2026. And seeing that you've already started checking off boxes with that and it's only the start of the year is very, very motivating. And I think that motivation is going to be a lot more effective than just the fact that it's the start of a new year. You have tangible results already in hand to prove to yourself that you are capable of making some incredible changes and getting some awesome results for yourself. Another thing that I want to touch on is the fact that we need to look at this as a long game. I know with the age of social media and the internet, we are very much accustomed to getting what we want immediately. But we all know that that's not how things work. Fitness is a perfect example. You can't go to the gym once and expect to have biceps and six-pack abs. I think we all kind of intuitively know that, but there are countless people who only go to the gym for a month, 3 days a week, and yeah, expect biceps and washboard abs. It does not work that way. You have to look at most goals that are worth striving for as a long game. And the key to success with that long game is consistency. Doing the things day in and day out, week after week, that you know are ultimately going to lead to success. That is how you get results. It's that consistency, showing up day after day, regardless of whether you're happy, you're sad, you have a million other things on the go, regardless of what's going on, you're showing up consistently. That is how you get results. I've been obsessed with Dave Ramsey lately for some reason, the financial guru, and I believe one of the things he says is, do the things now that people won't, so tomorrow you can do the things that people can't. So basically, short-term pain for long-term gain kind of thing. Grind it out now so that you can enjoy things later. Put in the effort now, you'll receive the fruits of that labor tomorrow. One thing that has helped me so much with playing the long game is mindlessness, if that makes sense. In the fact that I have made my routines very mindless to the point where the things that I do in my day-to-day life, I don't need to think about them. When it comes to my fitness, I get up, I make myself a healthy breakfast, I go downstairs and work out. My workout clothes are lined up. I know the workout that I'm going to do. It's all just very much me on autopilot. I do not need to think about it. Sundays, I meal prep. It is what I do. I put things into MyFitnessPal. It's what I do. And because I have those systems in place, it makes things very mindless. So I'm not having to have, decision fatigue or motivation be the reason why I am or am not doing something. It is all just, don't have to think about it. I just execute. And I think that's huge. Regardless of the goal that you want to achieve, I think having those systems and routines and habits in place is huge, because we all know, regardless of what you're trying to do, whether it be health and fitness or any other goal that you have, motivation is not always going to be there. There are going to be days where you just want to be a bump on a log and just scroll on Instagram. I know the feeling. But I still get things done because I have those systems in place. And I encourage you to do the same. Put systems in place, develop habits that make what you need to do in order to achieve your goals automatic. You do not have to think about it. And the last thing that I want to mention before we get into the more actionable tips is to think about things as being sustainable. We don't want to go balls to the wall, completely burn out in the name of achieving a goal and either not achieve it, or by the time you do achieve it, it doesn't matter because you are so freaking burnt out. Sustainability is the name of the game, especially if your goals surround health and fitness. Fad diets, crash diets, extreme workout plans are not going to get you results. I don't care what your goal is when it comes to health and fitness. It could be to step on a bodybuilding stage. It could just be to lose 20 pounds. Whatever your fitness goal is, going the extreme route is not going to be sustainable in the long run. It might get you short-term results, but I can guarantee they're not going to last. And that's likely the case with anything that you're trying to do, whether that be to increase how much money you're making or, what have you. Slow and steady, as cliche as it sounds, slow and steady wins the race. So now for the actionable tips. I am a firm believer that in order to be your best version of yourself, regardless of what that means to you, being healthy overall is going to be a huge contributing factor on whether you achieve your goals or not. So my first actionable tip is to develop a meal plan or a diet that you can stick to. And when I say diet, I don't necessarily mean where you're cutting calories and whatnot. It's just diet as in this is what I eat on a day-to-day basis. Pick something that you can stick to. And again, this goes back to the sustainability piece. You can try and eat chicken and broccoli for 6 meals a day for the rest of your life, but it's likely not sustainable. Pick something that you can stick to. For myself personally, I follow more of a macro-based approach, and I track my food in MyFitnessPal. It gives me flexibility while also being able to, enjoy the foods I eat while achieving my fitness goals. That works for me. That may or may not work for you. So kind of figure out what works for you and adhere to that as best you can. Obviously, the basics apply: eating enough protein, getting enough fiber, getting in your fruits and vegetables, healthy fats, all that good stuff. As long as you're within those kind of parameters, there's a lot of room for doing, whatever happens to fit for your particular body. And of course, with being healthy comes your workout plan, because I believe everyone should work out in some capacity, because I feel like working out just makes you feel better, right? We are meant to move. So I very much encourage you to find some sort of a workout plan. And again, do what works for you. And if it's in the beginning, I really encourage you to find something that you enjoy, whether that be a group class, whether that be walking, following YouTube video workouts, whatever you find is something that you can do on a consistent basis, do that thing. My story started way back in the day. I found a Pilates DVD that my mom had, and that is literally where I started. In our office at home, I would plug it into the DVD player and I would do this Pilates DVD. That is where I started. If you would have told me back then, I would have been 16, 17. If you would have told me that I needed to do what I'm doing now in terms of strength training, I would not have stuck to it at all. I started with the Pilates. I introduced some treadmill running. I found a weight training DVD that my mom also had, started doing that, and it just snowballed from there to the point where I am a very active individual now, and I have what some would consider a pretty intense strength training regimen, but I absolutely love it. So that's what I encourage you to do. Find something that you love. There are a ton of different videos on YouTube if you're kind of confused on where to start. If the gym is a little bit intimidating, work out at home. There are so many options, no excuse not to work out on a consistent basis. And again, we want this in the name of sustainability. Start slow. If you can only manage 2 to 3 times a week, if you can be consistent with that, that is where you need to start, and then build up from there. You might roll your eyes at this tip, but I truly believe that it makes a difference, and that's to drink more water. Drinking more water has so many benefits. It can help you feel more energized, more awake. For lots of people, it will relieve headaches, all that good stuff. We are a huge percentage of water. Drinking water is incredibly important. I do not recommend you need to drink as much as, say, 75 Hard recommends, which is a freaking gallon of water. You do not need to drink that much. Thank you very much. But I can almost guarantee you need to drink more. Bring a water bottle with you wherever you go. I have 2 Hydro Flasks. I have at least one of them with me at all times, so I have no excuse not to drink. I am always well hydrated. Something else that I really would like you to lock into this season is being more mindful about your movement throughout the entire course of a day. Let's say you do work out. You're probably working out for 45 minutes to an hour at the most per day, and that's not likely every day, right? That's a lot of time outside of that where you're likely sitting on your butt at a desk, sitting on your butt watching TV, sitting in a vehicle, very, very sedentary. To become your best version of you, I really want you to focus on getting in more movement throughout the day, whether that's going for a morning walk, going for a brief walk after meals, which will also help with digestion. I have personally I live on 150 acres of the most beautiful property everywhere, if I do so say myself. I go for walks with my horses. I it has done wonders for my body and just for making my body feel good. It has also done wonders for my mind in terms of just getting out in nature, you know, letting my brain kind of unwind, just spending quality time with my horse. Get moving is all I can say. And yes, walking is so beneficial if you want to walk. I feel like walking's kind of become trendy lately. People wearing those like weighted vests and going rucking and stuff like that. If that's what you want to do, awesome. Walking, I am a fan. But whatever you got to do, get in movement throughout the day. And like I said, walking has been a huge stress reliever for me. I do have a fairly stressful job, and I just tend to be a stressy person as it is. I'm just like wound super tight. Walking has helped me de-stress, and that's one of my next tips, is just try to like bring the stress levels down a bit. And that's gonna look different for everyone. For some people, that might be journaling. I've really enjoyed doing just like brain dumps on paper. I listened to a Mel Robbins podcast, and she recommended just like just like brain dumping onto a piece of paper. I have a really bad tendency for thoughts to just kind of in my head. And so if I just like physically, not typing, physically write them down, it's just like, I would be so embarrassed if anyone looked at my brain dumps, but it's just like random stuff written all over the place, very messy writing. It feels so good. So that might be a stress reliever for you. For some people, that might be meditation or maybe some sort of prayer, reading a book, spending time with loved ones, going for a walk. For some people, you know, more that self-care, like bubble bath, whatever stuff, that might be stress relieving. For some people, it might be therapy, but just kind of consider what might work for you and start trying things to reduce your stress. And as I'm saying this, I'm like, girl, you need to do this because stress is kind of killing you. And it definitely will. I don't have any specific studies that I can like cite, but I know there is research out there saying that stress does shorten your lifespan. So if there's any way at all possible that you can reduce it a bit, you gotta do it. I don't know about you guys, but I am so excited to lock in for the next 3 months, really hone in on my goals. I will say I did have several goals that I wrote down at the start of the year, but I have decided that there's 2 in particular that I really, really, really want to narrow my focus on and really push forward on those goals for the remainder of 2025, because I know if I achieve or at least get closer to achieving those goals, I will be that much closer to the best version of myself come 2026. And even just the thought of possibly like getting close to or achieving those goals really fires me up. And like I said, taking care of yourself physically, mentally, by, you know, developing a meal plan that you can stick to, getting in your workouts, drinking your water, getting your movement in, minding your stress, all those things are gonna serve you so, so well when it comes to whatever you want to achieve in your life and, you know, the constant pursuit to become the best versions of ourselves. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and we will see you next week. Bye.